Hi everyone, if you're watching a recording of this, fast forward 1 minute. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. Okay, it looks like we are up and running on, should be, oops, didn't turn that one on. Okay, we should be up and running on Q Talk, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch should be up and running. And now on my personal page, let's see. Just about ready to get started. Almost ready. All right. Oh, everything got wet and dirty today. There we go. All right, are we ready? So if you're watching a recording, we're going to start here just a minute late for everybody else. I hope you guys had a good weekend. And wow, we are saying hi from Scotland. Hi, Pam. Hope you're having fun in quarantine. I'm sorry, Andy. Okay, so we are up and running. It is Monday, December 13th. Holy cow, Christmas is 12 days away. What is that about? Anyway, so what else is going on? It is week 91. I know. Wow. Crossed over the 90 number. That's a big number. We're waving back to Scotland. So, what it's been 2 weeks, right? My goodness. I can't believe it's been 2 weeks since I've been here. Totally crazy, hard to believe, but here we are. And what has happened since then? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live with Marty Brown and the live with Jan Harris Smith and Amy Schmidt from Salt Lake City. So looks like they all had fun doing this. Well, while they were doing my lives, I was live in Key West. Ha! Laying out there in the sun in the Keys of Florida. Nope. Vienna, Austria did not happen because about, I don't know, what was it, 10 days before my trip was supposed to go, Austria shut down its borders to basically everyone. They locked down, so, which means we couldn't have gotten into any of the sites. We couldn't have done anything while we were there except maybe hang out with Soli in her apartment. And even then, that was somewhat illegal because you could only have so many people in your home that were not immediate family. So, yeah, I know. So then we quickly readjusted and decided that we would go to Morocco. Well, 2 days before we were supposed to leave, Morocco closes borders to tourists. And yeah, I don't have a work visa to Morocco, so couldn't have gotten into Morocco anyway. But the biggest fear right now when traveling during the pandemic is not necessarily that you can't get into the country, because a lot of these places can get in the country, but it's about getting back. Because if things fall apart while you are there, they start shutting down. The flights, and so you're stuck there. That's a different story altogether. But we were happy to go to Key West. We decided to keep it in country, so should something happen, we can always drive home, rent a car, right? No big deal. Somebody could come pick us up, that kind of thing. So we stayed in country. We enjoyed ourselves, and we even made a little bit of jewelry. Wait, I happen to have it. So where we were staying, they posted that they were doing a seashell jewelry class. So we went, hey, that's right up our alley. Let's go make jewelry. This is funny. This is what I made. I know. It's a cute. So yes, that was our big jewelry class. But we had fun anyway, and we had fun hanging out. And I went with Janet, and she would say that we ate our way through Florida, which is fine with me. You know, we're on vacation, should enjoy it. We had, I think, 2 slices of key lime pie, 3 slices of key lime pie, but that's about the most key lime pie we're going to have for a very long time. So that is my story. Anyway, so today is Start from Scrap, a series of what to do with all of your scrap material. And I know I've been changing the schedule up a little bit as things are coming up, and it was supposed to be, what was it supposed to be today? Oh, it was supposed to be about cutters, but then I was inspired to do this, so I changed it up because, you know, I'm running out of ideas quickly. There's only been like 175 of them at this point. Yes, the number has gone up quite a bit. So, but anyway, so I was cleaning up my desk, and you know, what you guys are looking at is just like a 12 by 12 inch space. There's a lot of stuff that goes beyond this space. And it's funny because when my son was here, we were making something and he took his scrap and he threw it on the pile that was on my desk. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I have a container for that scrap. He goes, it all looks like scrap to me, Mom. Like, okay, well, the untrained eye. But nonetheless, I suppose it is all scrap. So in my scrap pile that I was cleaning up that was literally sitting next to me over here were all of these components. They were just hanging out. Let's see, let's give you a better view of it. I know, it was just little random pieces that I did not have the heart to throw away. Like this was a bally bead that I had adjusted and had flattened. It's supposed to be dimensional on both sides, but I had sanded this down because I thought about making something with it. That did not work out. This went to a ring, I think, Sterling Poetry. It was a sample at one point. This is just a bezel set, a gallery setting that you can buy, and I had added a copper ring to the bottom. Actually, I should throw that in the pickle at this point because it needs to be clean before we solder it. And then I have all these random rings from random projects that I have done along the way that, again, just for samples and things. And, you know, I just felt like at some point I could use them as components to make something else. And here it is, voila. I came up with something. So I'm pretty excited about it because, you know, these are just ideas of things that you can do with all these little random parts that you have, you know, that's on your desk. So what I have here, yes, is a random piece of texture plate. It's copper, not properly cleaned, but I'm not going to use all of it anyway. And I'm going to use this as the base of a pendant. And now that I think about it, I suppose I could use it for a wide ring band too. Excuse me, just 1 second here. I need a hanky. Sorry. Okay, so as I was looking at all these little pieces, I started stacking them on here, and I was like, oh, you know, the one thing that they have in common is basically they're all round in shape, right? And I started just randomly throwing them in here. Actually, I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers, make my life a little easier. And I was like, oh, wow, this could be really cute as a pendant. And leave a void here, right? And this was actually a piece of dichro glass. It's a cabochon that I had made at one point. I have a whole dish of them for another class that I was doing. And it fits into that setting that I have in the pickle at this point. So I was just thinking, oh, you know, I think this is really cool. I think this can come together and do some stuff. This piece here is a tube setting that I had soldered on top of a bally bead. And this was supposed to go on the project called Band Together. And so, I don't know, it didn't work out for one reason or another. And I have these little copper pieces soldered on the bottom. So I'm going to do a little reverse soldering to get the component out of that. And then I'm going to solder some of these pieces together. And actually, I'm going to throw this in the pickle too and get that cleaned up. In the meantime, okay, let's refine some of these pieces. Am I happy with how this is round or not round? Yeah. Okay, so that's nice and round. This one's a little bit on the ovally side. So let's fix that just a teeny bit. I'm just going to give it a little squeeze like so and see if I can make it a little rounder. I know. Put it in a mandrel. Why would I do that? Why make it simple for myself? Do things the hard way. I'll probably end up putting it in a mandrel, but in the meantime, we're going to do it like this. Okay, there we are. So I hear it is, I know some of you are watching from Door County, Wisconsin. I hear you got a ton of snow up there. It's going to be 50 degrees today here in Ohio. Shocking but true. So this piece here is a twisted wire. Can you see that? And I'm just going to refine that edge to the connection to make it a little bit nicer and a little bit more discreet. So obviously on this one, when I made it, I didn't use my trick of cutting at an angle. Okay, so when you're doing this, you want to cut this at an angle. So I say, where's my angle? And the twist comes together much better than if you did not cut that angle. So when you're trying to do a twisted ring, you want to cut the ends at the angle of the twist, and that's your trick. If you didn't hear that tip before, you're hearing it today. There we go. Yes, I've mangled my shape, but that's okay. I'm going to solder it together anyway, and then I'm going to put it back on a mandrel and reshape that. Okay, so there it is. It is copper, so I'm going to use a little bit of copper solder. So all we're really going to do today is assembly, I guess. And this is how I'm using my parts. Oops, sorry. Okay, so a little tiny bit of solder there. We'll put that there. And let's see if we can get this torch on today. Ah. I feel like I'm out of practice. Give me a second here. Okay, maybe we won't be using this torch because I can't seem to get it on today. Okay, I can't get it on today. We'll use the other torch. I don't know what the story is, but I'm going with it. Okay. Soldered. Quench that puppy. Put it in a mandrel. How about a round one instead of an oval one? So, you know, a lot of you, the trick to using scrap and scrap material a lot of times when you have a mishmash of things is consistency. So I wouldn't want to make an oval ring and then a round ring. It looks a little too haphazard. So already I have a bunch of different things. I don't need to introduce another element to make it different, you know what I mean, to make it even more different. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm finding something that will bring in all of the elements. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the circular shape to bring that in. Okay, does that make sense? Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. Let's see. By the way, if you have any questions while I'm working through, just always shout out. Andy is with me, of course, and he's relaying your questions to me, so I know what's being said because I can't always see the questions. But all right, so this one is going to be flattened a little bit. Go. Okay. Probably throw that in a pickle. This one needs to be pulled apart because it's got that weird wonky bit of silver, or I'm sorry, copper on the bottom. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so you see here, I have this weird crisscross on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and reverse solder that. See if I can take that apart. So just by heating it, if you need to add flux, add some flux. It'll help the solder flow. Oops. There we are. That's how you do it. Quench that and throw it right back in the scrap. Quench this one. Put that right into the pickle. Let's pull out the other pieces. Okay. So I pickled 3 pieces in here. Oops. And I dropped a piece, didn't I? Oh, no, here they are. Okay, nice and clean-ish. I know it doesn't look that clean, but it is. Okay. Clean this one up. Nice and dry. So in this one, so this was part of the what is it? The fidget ring. So, and it has a 4mm tube setting already in there. So this is good. I'm going to use that to my advantage. This was just a ring. Can't remember what that project was. We'll put that right there. And we're still going to do a cascade is what I'm thinking of these elements. Just stick them in there, see what happens. Oops. Sorry. What do you think? I think it's okay. This one feels a little big. I think I'm going to make it smaller. I know, have fun making that small while I have an element on it, but we will try. And keeping it round. Huh. Good luck with that. Let's see what we can do. Maybe, maybe. You know, what's nice is it's copper and it's soft, so let's see if I can get that together. And notice how I'm holding my, I'm holding the setting, thinking that I might be able to keep it from mushing it. We'll see. So again, just sort of playing around with it and seeing if I can get this round again. Oh, that's pretty good. That makes me happy. And okay, so see, that makes me a lot happier because I feel like I want to do a descending size thing, and this size was a little too close to the other. And since that came together so nicely, I'm not even going to solder that. I'm just going to leave it there. And so when I go to solder it down, I'm going to put a little solder right on that joint and do it in one shot. Okay. Let's think about setting this up. Okay, so I haven't really thought about what the bail is going to be yet, but I think we're just going to put a couple jump rings up there and call it good. Any thoughts, anyone? So I'm glad that you like hearing where the scraps come from. Now that I'm glad you said that, Janet, because now that I'm thinking about it, I've had a lot of you students ask me to do a class on the scraps from the classes. So I guess this is it. You're welcome. Okay, I know. Screwy. I'm being a little screwy here. Okay, this was So this was so cute yesterday. I'm not happy today. When I threw it together, there we go. That makes me happier. I do not know why, but that makes me happier. All right, how about like that? Do I need this piece? I don't think I need this piece. Huh. I might put a little granule there. Let's go find a granule. I know I have them somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, move everything out. Yemeni. It's buried in here, sorry. Give me a second. Again, if only you knew what I'm working with on the side. Ah. Okay. I'm going to grab a couple of granules and I'm going to introduce the ancient bronze. No surprise, because if I'm already doing a bicolor, why not do a tricolor? Sort of where my head always goes. Okay, so we'll set it up. And here's another trick for you. Oh, that's nice. Is if you're setting things up like this and you haven't made any decisions as to what you want to do, perhaps, or I'm sorry, the tip is take a picture of it, because you're not going to remember what it should look like. And then, so when you go to reassemble it, you have a reference guide, right? Either that or sketch it, but sketching takes too long and we all have smartphones at this point. So take a picture of it before you dismember it and put it back. Okay, so now that I know this is where I'm going, wait a second, there was another piece. Oh, it's in the pickle. Hold on. Now I know what's going on. Okay. This one. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Loads of fun. This one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one here and I'm going to make the hole go through there. The jump ring will go through there. So it's another little accent. Okay, that's good. However, I haven't cut this straight yet, so I probably should cut that straight too. All right, take a picture, because I like where this is right now. So I'm gonna take a quick picture. So I have that for my reference. Hopefully not everything will fall apart. Okay. So I want this to be square, because this piece isn't square yet. So I'm going to find something that's square that I can use. So I'm going to go like so, and then we'll use, while we drop everything, I'm going to go ahead and just use my divider and score that. And then we'll use our shears to trim that off. Straight shears would be best, not curved shears. Okay. All right. And I'm not going to trim off the bottom because I don't know how much of this I need. And now that I'm looking at this, this isn't square. This is not square. Try that again. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera or in your view there, but this, I really hate making things square. I feel like I can never get it there. Sorry, I'm looking. All right, let's go ahead and flatten this again. I'm glad you like my little tip there. You know, back in the day, we forget about those things, you know? And we didn't have these tools, so why not use these tools to our advantage? right? All right, so here I'm just going to put a little bit of solder on the edges. That's too much solder right there. I'm going to set that aside. Put solder right on that joint that didn't get soldered closed. And I'm for sure going to put solder onto the little tube setting. And let's see, where am I going with this? So first one's first. Like so. So, oh, okay, I see a problem. I'm going to take the solder off of here. I did not flatten this ring when I went to make it round, so it's a little wonky. It's not sitting flat on my back plate, so we're going to need to flatten that. I would use my little baby mallet, but apparently I dropped it on the floor. And yes, I'm pounding directly onto my workbench because I can. And it's copper. It's soft. It's fine. Okay, much better. There's already a little bit of solder on here. We'll utilize that. But I'm going to put some more back onto that joint. Make sure it's good. Oh, and I did change my mind on where I wanted the tube setting. I want it to the side over here, and that's why it's different from the picture, just a little bit. And even on the silver, I'm going to go ahead and use copper solder because we're working on copper anyway. So just a little smudge on there. I know most of you have these little bally beads running around. My problem has been that I have singles, a lot of singles of things. And this is a great way to get rid of those odds and ends also that you have. Because what else are you going to do with it, right? So the goal in my life is to get rid of stuff. And this is how I'm getting rid of it. A little bit at a time. But definitely getting rid of it. Let's see, where do I want you? Too much solder. There we are. This guy, again, even though we're working with silver, it's mixed media. So when do you use silver solder on copper? When you have more silver than copper is my take on that. Get you there. Okay. And then we'll do this guy. Some people say you should be using silver solder on copper. I don't understand that one. It makes no sense to me why you would use silver solder on copper. Because the reality is what you're doing is you're creating a situation where you always have a silver color, and that makes little to no sense to me why you would want to have that silver color on your copper. Whereas if you're using copper solder, at some point it will patina to silver. Okay, so this one. Again, I'm going to solder all of these at the same time because you've met me. You know this is what I do because it's so much easier, and then I don't have to worry about anything else falling apart. It's just going to happen together. I tilted this one on the side just for a little bit of interest. Okay. And then, actually, I feel like I'm going to change my mind here. I might just do this guy like that with the copper. I'm sorry, with the brass in the middle of it. What do you think? Except it doesn't fit inside. Oh, let me see if I can find another granule. So if you notice, I'm going for a third brass colored granule because, you know, the odd number thing, 1, 2, 3. I think this one will fit. Please fit, please fit, please fit. You sort of don't fit. It don't fit. Hold on. I think I can't find one. Okay. I'm glad you like the design. I think it's coming together nicely. I think it'll come together even better once I get this thing soldered and polished. Right now, it's a little eh. I know, it looks like a hot mess, but for those of you who've done this before, you know it looks worse before it can look good. Right? Did I say that right? You got to give it time to look right. Okay. So, do we want to add this guy? Too much. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. Don't like that number, but I think it looks okay. We're going to go with that. We can always add, right? We can always add. This is why I try to do everything all at once, because if I change my mind, I want to add something, I want to have that option. Okay, so here what we're going to do is I'm going to heat from below and get that back plate really nice and hot, because you need it to have good heat distribution, and you need the solder to flow to the bottom. See, that's a nice huge flame because it's a lot of solder all at the same time and a lot of flux. So that solder, or that flame that you see, is actually flux burning. Okay. So the question is, will I trim the bottom curvy or straight? You know what's sort of funny? I hadn't even thought about trimming it curvy. Ooh, something to think about. Because, you know, as you were asking that question, I was seeing how, you see how there was this fire scale had sort of made this curvy design. I was like, that could be really cool. Or I could just trim it and make it sort of, what do you call it? Asymmetrical, right? And follow this line here and make it a little bit more organic. We're going to see here in a second. So because this is copper, I needed to give it a moment to set instead of just grabbing it and pickling it. And of course, while I was talking, I was praying to the solder gods that all the pieces, hambala hibala hobala, has actually soldered on, and that nothing will fall apart. Sorry, talking to it. Okay, we're good. The granules are in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, this one. It's okay. He's soldered on, but he's moving because I didn't put solder. Can you see this? I didn't put solder here, but I'm leaving him. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in the pickle, and let's see what happens. So I turned on my pickle, plenty of time to heat up, but I failed to look inside. There was no water in it. So, and we moved the microwave out of the studio over the weekend. Long story. So I don't have a microwave down here anymore. So I'm working with cold pickle this afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. If you're watching from California, it's this morning. If you're watching from everywhere else, it's afternoon. Okay, so there we are. Pieces in. I'm going to grab a hand punch here to punch the holes. Do I have a hand punch? If I were a hand punch. Here we are. And we're going to punch holes and probably I didn't even think about grabbing jump rings. I wonder if I have some jump rings in my scrap. I do indeed. Maybe too big, but we'll see. I've been loving this whole start from scrap thing because I'm using up all of my scrap. Yay! Actually, I have a twisted wire here. Maybe I should make a twisted jump ring. It's a little thin for my taste. We're pickling, so while we're pickling, anyway. Or again, I'm looking for scrap material here. See if I can. I don't know. We'll see if this is too big. If it's too big, then I'll use this piece of scrap and make myself a smaller jump ring. All right. Oops. Where'd you go? I lost my piece in the pickle. Oh my gosh. The pickle ate it up. My pickle's very muddy, so I can't see anything. Definitely can't see to the bottom. All you can see is my forehead and nose because I'm digging in my pickle. Here, that's 12 inches in front of me. I'm digging for my piece. Sorry. Hold on. What is, oh, there it is. It was leaning up against the side. Okay. Too smart for my own good. See, it was leaning up on the side, so there wasn't even enough pickle to get that part, but that's okay. Okay, so I like Gail's idea. Actually, these might be the right size. I like Gail's idea of maybe cutting, I don't know. Was it an idea or was it just a question? So what do you guys think? Should I cut this at an angle? While we're talking about it, I'm cutting off the corners and we're going to file those down to create a little bit of a radius. Okay. Down on an angle was the one comment. I think maybe I should pull out a Sharpie and draw it out first. Probably be a good idea, huh? If I were a Sharpie. So I suppose we could go a sharp angle like that, not digging it, or maybe okay, so I'm hedging. I'm hedging because as soon as if I cut it, I can't go back. So I'm hedging for a second here. You know what? Maybe first things first, we just cut it straight and see if we even like it straight. What do you think, babe? I think the angle. I think the angle makes it much more interesting, doesn't it? So, you know what? I'm going to freeform it. Do I want to freeform this? I don't know. I can't decide. Oh my gosh, this is a scrap piece. It shouldn't be this hard. But I'm really liking this and I don't want to ruin it. Ah! Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna go grab I'm going to go grab some acetone and I'm going to erase all these lines. Too many lines, too many lines. It's confusing me. Okay. Okay, so the question is, can I put the dichroic on once? I don't know what that means exactly. Can you ask that question again for me? Okay, so that's pretty cool, huh? I think that's my line. Oh, to see placement. Yeah. So I can put the dichro right in there. Wow, there you go. That's my dichro, and then I'm gonna have a stone here and a stone here, just to give it some more sparkle. Okay. Okay, so I think that's my angle. Okay. What do I want to use? Probably should have sawed it. Why would I do something reasonable like that? I know. There it is. Okay. Let's take that off again. So another suggestion is maybe making the top more organic, putting a wave in it. I'm gonna choose no on that because I think that starts putting it starts playing with the eye. Okay, you're now asking. You're distracting the eye. So you want a point of focus. You don't want too many. Probably should have sawed this, but we'll do it this way. Oh, much better. You see how I did that? There's a trick for you. So I couldn't get to it this way. I put it down against my block so that all my pieces were against the block, and it gave me a really nice flat surface, like so. Okay. Dig it, dig it, dig it. Now we'll do a little filing. To take off some of these edges. Okay. Just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put a brass brush to this and see where we are. So next question is, do we want to heat patina this, or do we want to liver sulfur it? Or not at all? Okay, I'm going to pull out my nylon brush and see what I can clean out. It's my little scratch brush. Oh, that's nice. These little scratch brushes have really come in handy because they get into these tiny little spaces, and it's removing debris is what I'm doing to clean it up first. And what's nice too, I'm going to move over to the brass brush here in a second. This is going to give it a nice cleanup. So what do you guys think about the patina? What should we do with the patina? Wow, I really like this. Okay. Crickets out there. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw some heat patina on here, but before I do, I think I want to. One person says no patina. Sort of cool. Okay, so we're gonna punch a hole. Using, I like smaller holes, so this is a 1.25. Just like that. There's a little bit of a burr on the back side, but that's okay. Easy to fix. A little hammering will fix that. You can also file and sand that, of course. Okay. So we're 50-50 on the patina. So let's try it, see what happens. Back up just a little bit. So I'm actually going to go from underneath instead of going from the top because I don't want to melt anything. Okay, so I'm liking these little edges that's coming up. I wonder if I can just get it on the edges. Aw. Aw. Ooh. Ooh. Ew. Sort of interesting. The edge is making it really interesting. Okay, we're gonna put this on a bench block to arrest it. Cool down, cool down, cool down. You don't want to quench it because then you lose everything. Still really warm. That's sort of cool. I'm liking the purples that came up. Went a little bit too far here, but I think I'm going to use my scratch brush and see if I can remove some of that. Very gently, taking my time. Crazy slant of silver for the bail. Oh, I know. Okay, I hear you. This could be cool. Thanks, Deb. I think I know where I'm going with it now. Make it even more interesting. So what I'm doing is I'm using my scratch brush to slowly take some of this out. And it's interesting because I'm looking at the screen and I have a much more vibrant color on this side than what I'm seeing on the screen. It could be my screen resolution. Could be. It could be the camera video. So, there was a comment about cleaning up the ring. And, the ring on this side is a little bit on the purpley side. So, but I can see how in the video, it doesn't look great. That's okay. Let me see if I can clean this guy up. I want the silver to be really nice and silvery. I might have to see if maybe a little bit of steel wool might be a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Silver's nice. Let's see if we can get the brass really nice up and up there. So that's starting to come up too, that silver piece. This was a silver ring. Now I'm not really thrilled about how the brass is not as bright as it was, so I'm gonna actually hit it a little harder with a little bit of sandpaper. There we go. Oh, that's nicer. Just to get it to be a nice brass color. The silver in the middle of this one was not coming up really nicely either. You know, this finishing part of anything that you do does take time, so. Oh yeah, see? It's nice and bright now. So give yourself that time. I mean, I really, if only I had the luxury of sitting around finishing pieces all day long, that would be nice. I could sit for hours doing finishing work. So if you know anybody who's hiring to do finishing work, let me know. I'm interested. Could be a good job for me. Okay. Aha. See, so it's nice and bright. We have nice gold color. Okay, so based on what Deb just said, I'm thinking maybe, we'll see. What if we took this piece and made it into a funky bail? So we'll go with that. We'll cut the other side. Again, this is a piece from my scrap pile. Don't know what it was from, but probably just another experiment. Oops, wrong size. Okay, let's bend it forward like so, and bend you forward too. Oops. This way. Okay. Okay, we'll slip it in. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, you're a little bit too big for my hole. Okay, so much for that small hole. I'm gonna have to go for a bigger hole. Let's see. 1.8. That there. So this one, I know you were sitting there going, how is she going to make this fit, right? This is how I'm going to make it fit, just like so. We're just going to bend it. I know, it wasn't the smartest way of making this, but again, we're flying by the seat of our pants today. Every Monday when we do this. Just seeing what works. Go. There we are. Closing these in, make it really nice and tight. A little, I don't know. Do we dig it? Don't know. Don't think so. Any thoughts there? Andy says no. I'm going to say no. Okay. Well, hold on a second. before I say no, what if we played with it some more? It's funky. Too funky. Too funky for me. But again, ideas for you guys, for those of you who like it, ideas for what you guys can do with your scrap. I don't know why I'm putting on the jump rings right now in the bail. I gotta set the stones. Let's set the stones. Okay. I have a sharp edge here. Oh, that's right, because I recut the hole, didn't I? Okay. There we go. Let's see, what are we setting? We are going to set this guy, so that's easy. I happen to have a cap that have fit in there. What's nice about it is, too, it's gallery wire, and even though it's not a perfect fit, the gallery wire is really forgiving. So we can definitely use it to our advantage and just push this puppy over, although this guy's really small. I didn't realize how small he was. Hold on, let me see if I can find another piece. I have an entire dish to choose from. So let's see if we can find a piece that's a little bit more accommodating. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Ha! Much better. Okay. But do I like that guy? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. If he's stuck, I like him. If he's not stuck, I don't like him. Okay, we'll try this one. I think I like the clear one better. But I might not. Okay, that's a no. The only one that fits, so he's the winner. Didn't like the way I put it in, so I'm going to change it. Turn it a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right, so to set the gallery wire, all you have to do is just take out a burnisher and push it over. And always work in cardinal points, so north, south, east, west, to get it set in place so it's nice and even. Actually, I don't like my burnisher right now, so once it's in, I'm going to move over to my bezel rocker. We're just going to rock this puppy in. I've set my corners, and it should make it nice and even. And all I'm doing now is pushing those prongs over, so you can see it's now hugging the stone nicely. Stroke it, see how it feels. Depending on how this one goes, I might just put this up for sale. Why not? You guys saw a couple weeks ago, I put the ring up for sale. First time like ever. Okay, so this one happened to have a stone already sitting there, literally sitting on my desk. So we're gonna go ahead and use that and not work too hard for this. There we are. Okay, we'll take out our stone saddle. Go with, that's a 4mm stone. Go with a 5.5. Go over it. Okay. So what I like to do when I'm doing a tube set is just push it down, make sure it's nice and level with the back of my tweezers. Put this in the handle. I I like moving it around like that to ensure that all the edges come in and are nice. So now I'm just checking to make sure that nobody is sticking out like they're supposed to, and make sure that it's nice and in. Okay, there, that one is. Now, for this one, this was a 3mm. I think I want to go with a color. What do we want to do it with? Let's see. We have orange and purple. Purple. Feeling purple. Okay. I think the purple one. Yeah. Purple it is. Okay. Almost done. Let's see what else we're doing here. So that's a 3mm. We're going to go with the 4mm setting here. So what this tool does, and we have it on the website, is it burnishes all the edges, and it puts, I cracked the stone. Did I crack the stone? Because at some point, yep, I did. I missed. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to file this down, pull the stone out, and put a different one in. But we're out of time. I know. Did I really crack the stone? Let me see. Yeah, I really did. You're killing me. You know that, right? This is what happens when you do things live. I could have faked it out, but I didn't. Yeah. So, okay, so really quickly here, how do you fix this? I have other stones already set. I can't exactly unsolder this and put a new one on. So the best I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a teeny weeny little file that I can't seem to find here, and I'm going to gently file off that silver until the stone comes loose, open it up a little bit more, take out a heart burr, reseat it, and put a stone in, unless I want to completely redo this whole thing, which I'm really not in the mood to do, because I think this turned out really well. That's the piece. I think it turned out really nicely. Only thing left for me, if I was to, well, not if, but since I want to refine this, is I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to hit this. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive than doing it by hand. Ooh, actually, I already have a silicone disc on here. Maybe I can just do it with this one and clean up this one ring. Oh, yeah. Actually, can I get in there? I can get in there, but not with this one. And polish that puppy up, because that's the only one I see that's in question. The only piece that I don't like out of all this. The other pieces I like the way they are. I like the colors that are going on, and you know, I can fix these things one at a time, or you can just undo the patina. If you want to undo the patina, you should have made that decision a little bit ago before you set the stones, right? So I'm just cleaning up this ring. There it is. And actually, I want to polish this up also. It'll look really great. And I keep switching tools because, you know, I'm being fluid with the process. Whatever I think would work best. So if one doesn't work, I just move on to another one until I find the tool that works. Don't get too married into what some people say as you have to do this or you have to do that. Unless you're breaking the laws of physics, you know, be fluid with your work and your tools, and it'll work for you better. Because I'm pretty sure some people would disagree with the steel wool or the brass brush and the way I'm using it, but it works for me. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. And I was able to get my little brass pieces up and shiny. I'm going to hit this a little bit more though, because I want it really nice and bright gold, and this one really nice and bright silver. There we go. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little something, but that is me. So on Wednesday, I'll be back with another UFO, Larry's UFO. I'm excited to do that. And don't forget, Metal Immersion is, registration is available. It is still going. And if you're going to stay with us in Pennsylvania, in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, at the Homewood Suites, you do need to make that reservation really soon here, because the rate's going away. It's going to go from 104 up to 150, I think it is. So you want to make that reservation ASAP. Go to metalimmersion.com. The link is there. If the rate is not working for you, just call them. I left the phone number on the website so that you can call, and the discount code if you are joining us for Metal Immersion in January. All right, so what else is going on this week? So on Wednesday we have the UFO, and then on Friday, Janet Libby will be doing her glass fused ornaments. Perfect for the holidays, and you guys can play with your kilns. So if you haven't gotten into glass, it's a really, really but have a kiln, it's a really, really easy project to jump into getting your kiln fired up. I'm rounding off this corner here because I don't like it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some inspiration today as to what to do with all the little pieces that's been sitting around. You know, it's about, I can't throw these components away, because I think that there's a lot of merit in them, and that there is good to them. And this is how I've decided to use it. So I love it. Anyway, there it is. All right, for now, have a great rest of the week. I'm going to go enjoy the weather. It is, like I said, 50 degrees out, and it's going to be a great day. So have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday.